Denise Lodde is with us. Great report, Denise. I'm wondering, were you aware of any censorship of the internet there?
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't get on Facebook my whole time in Vietnam. You know, what we've seen it happen around the world, even what's going on in Egypt. What did they shut down first? You know, social media. So in Vietnam, as in China, you cannot access Facebook. Now, they have found ways to get around that. So, but yes, I couldn't check my Facebook the whole time I was there.
Like China have censored the word Egypt from the internet. You cannot find out about the revolution in China. Yeah. Probably it might be the same in Vietnam. Listening to this pastor, it's like listening to victims of repression throughout history. I mean, it's just a constant theme: secret police, beatings, destruction of buildings, intimidation of congregants, imprisonment. It's a horror.
Well, and that's the interesting thing that he mentioned. There's hot persecution and cold persecution. Now, a country working on its image like Vietnam will now try and improve its image, so they may lessen the amount of imprisonments happening or those sort of things, those violent things. But cold persecution is happening, which is like fear, slander, intimidation. You know, like for example, they had to get permits for celebrating having a Christmas celebration, and the government can delay that permit until 2 hours before the event is to begin, which totally derails the event itself. So it's a very subtle underground scheming approach, and it is by no means freedom of religion.
I asked if you were scared, if you felt you were in danger while you were there and visiting these pastors and congregations.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was more conscientious of just, our surroundings. We posed as tourists to go in there, and, we had a smaller camera. We didn't, come with the usual thing that we would do to tell these sort of stories. And we had to be so careful to protect the people we're talking to, because they're really the ones taking the risk, not me.
You didn't want to draw attention to them.
No. In fact, when we met Pastor Quang, I mean, it was very interesting because we had to meet in a safe house, and he, we didn't know exactly where the location was going to be. And then after we left that place, we had to take several taxis back to the hotel so we wouldn't be totally followed from where we were to the hotel. So it was just, to live there and to operate in that way all the time, I think that would start, to live under that paranoia, the stress of it.
And here he is rebuilding this church and not getting a permit.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the chances they're just going to come and tear it down again?
Well, there was a land dispute, and he's found a new piece of property, so he's rebuilding this property so that they can have a Bible school, and the church is alive and well. So it's, but they've lost. Right now he's homeless. So.
Was there any concern about Pastor Quang appearing in your report on this program?
He made that decision. We always gave each of the people we interviewed the choice: do you want us to hide your identities? And in fact, over the next few days, we'll be talking to people who have their identities hidden because the issue is so close at hand to them. Pastor Quang, like I said in the report, is a thorn in the flesh of the Vietnamese government because he is a human rights lawyer and a pastor. So he absolutely knows where he fits legally and what he is legally allowed to do in the country. And so he is challenging the government on a consistent level, not only for what they're doing to him, but what they're doing to people who are more persecuted than him, which I will also be highlighting in the next few reports, people in the tribal areas of Vietnam.
1 minute left. What's the morale of the believers there?
Well, I mean, I was so blessed to go there. I tell people, I feel like I was visiting the first century church, because there really is no large organization or buildings or infrastructure, but there's a network of believers there who are very active, and they're very they are going out and evangelizing. They're taking enormous risks with their lives. And that's why I titled the series Dangerous Faith, because not only is it dangerous to be a believer there, but the faith that these people have is so dangerous.
It's
making the government scared. So so it was a great honor to be there.
Well, we look forward to your next report. So you're running them
the next 2 days, and I'll be highlighting the most persecuted people group in Vietnam, which are in the tribal areas in the mountains of the country.
Okay. Do we have a website?
I've put on Crossroads website both Voice of the Martyrs US or Canada, and that's a great way to get informed of what's going on. Persecution.com or persecution.net. They highlight what's going on all around the world in terms of Christian persecution.
Okay, we'll hear more from Denise Lodde tomorrow. Thanks for coming our way, Denise.